Any other simple ways for teams to start capturing feedback without bringing in a ton of resources to do so?
Yeah, again, it's all about standardization, right? The more structure you put into your engagements, the easier it is ultimately to feed into your AI prompts, into the agents that are ultimately engaging at scale, right? So standardizing how it is you're capturing your call dispositions, making sure you have the right amount of required fields on there. Again, you're hearing about this, like gated content is really starting to become a thing of the past, but at the same time, you want to have at least one or two pieces of information around the person that are around the people that are ultimately engaging with your content. So you don't need 15 fields. You don't necessarily need 10 different custom questions that are being required on the form, right? You may need one, two, or three, again, just to get the proper amount of context. Now, again, there's always that trade-off, right? It's understanding how it is that I'm ultimately engaging with my prospects, but also on the other side of it, in terms of the person that's actually getting their hands on that content, they want to actually make sure that's more relevant. I prefer more relevant content versus something that's just, again, that just kind of appeals to the masses. So making sure you're simplifying your drop downs, you're standardizing your fields, making sure that all those syncs are coming in from your Outlook, Google, whatever, email or ESP they're ultimately leveraging, making sure it's feeding back into the system, and maximizing native integrations. There are so many of these tools right now, and especially more from an an API approach, configuration, just to make sure that those systems are connected. So it makes it much simpler for people to be able to say, okay, let me connect these particular attributes that are feeding in from system A that is going into system B, and just making sure that everything's connected appropriately. It doesn't necessarily require a whole lot of engineering power. There's a lot of just basic connections that you could ultimately make that can be incredibly powerful for your teams. Even just getting 3 to 5 of those channels that are ultimately feeding into it can really get yourself set up for success.
And what are your thoughts on personalization and marketing today? Is it more important than ever before? Because I mean, everybody's using automation. A lot of marketing's gotten really impersonal. Do you feel like that's kind of a key advantage that companies can have is utilizing their data effectively to personalize their campaigns?